Welcome back everybody. So guys, here in this class we will be talking about some more things. I'm just going there just after the import React from React element. So now I'm just gonna make some new applications. Basically I'm just gonna talk about some event, how we can use events in the ReactJs, and some components element, some component API elements like set state and some like that. So let's move on. I'm making a class first, class and space, and then extends. And just before they extend, I just need to type the something like app. And what is the app? I can change this app, and then I just need to change this application which I'm just exporting. Then absolutely I just need to update this one and some other things like that. So by the way, I'm just going there simply react dot component. Okay, now go inside. Let's just complete the class. I'm just going inside, and then here I just need to make the constructor first. Oh, sorry, spelling mistake. Okay, done. Let's just go inside now, inside the constructor. I'm just going to construct the thing. Just after the constructor, you know that there will be the render function which will render the results. So I've made that too. Okay, I'm going to the constructor first, and then also in this for this application I'm just making here, I'll need another function too. So now I'm just going to make something productive for now. So just be focused on what I'm doing. I'm going to use the super keyword, very first down. I'm just going down and there. Again, the same way, this dot state, and the value I'm just going to put for this dot state for now is a little different. I'm just making do curly braces, going inside the curly braces, and then here data equal to, now sorry, this will be the that this is an object and this will be the object's property, but I'm just putting an array inside the property. So now inside this object there is an array. Okay, fine, but this array is actually an empty array. That means why we use these square brackets in JavaScript. We use these square brackets when we just want to add a new array instead of typing things like new array. Okay, this looks a little big, and yeah, absolutely, this one is more lightweight, so we use this one. Okay, array. This just means that I'm just making a new array with this data, and actually this new array has no data, so absolutely we're going to add the data later in this array. Now go on. Just after that I'm just going to use the bind method to bind the values. This value, I'm going to bind this value, but before that I'm just going to make a function. The function name will be state handler. Okay, this is a function I'm just making for. First of all, I'm just going to make a variable inside it, and the variable name will be state, or yeah, state. Okay, or for more specifically I'm just putting this as item, and here I'm just putting the value as or the state. Okay, fine. Now I'm going down. I just found this whole application over the internet somewhere, and I just found this very interesting. That's why I'm just guiding you this. And then here I'm just making another variable, and this will be the data array. And the meaning of this, I'm just going to call this dot state dot data. Okay, I'm accessing to this data array here, and it's saving the results in its data array. Okay, I'm going down, and then some new functions like I'm just typing data array, and I'm assigning some function like the JavaScript dot push function, which is specifically for the arrays, which actually can add which actually adds new item to the array. Okay, so there okay, that's kind of cool. Now the really important thing and the turning point of this function, now you know that I'm talking about there is an item which has the state. Okay, or you can say something like, okay, the state is cool. And then here you can see that I'm just asking for the data array. Inside that I'm just calling this dot state dot data, means I'm just accessing to this array. Okay, now this one has some data. Okay, and what I'm just doing here, I'm just pushing some new item which is actually the state to this one. Okay, now by default it has no value, but when we just push the data it will have the state. Then if you just push again, it will have another state data, means it will have the data continuously. That's an awesome thing, but I'm just gonna do some more things for now. Now the turning point here, I'm going down and I'm just asking for a new this dot set state. This is actually the turning point, and actually what it does, this set state, it actually I'm just going inside and I'm just putting the curly braces, and actually what it does, the set state does, it actually updates the component's data. This is specifically feature of the set state, that it just updates the component data. So I'm just going to update the component data for now, and here data, and inside the data I'm just putting the data array, which now has the latest item. Okay, it will be updating, the set state will be updating the data continuously. So now we can just proceed to the next. The next step is something really interesting. I'm just going to make a div now. But before the div, you know that we need to do something more. The return function, return parentheses, and going inside the parentheses, okay, and just cutting this off, pasting this there. Oh, come on. Okay, I've pasted. Going inside it, and now there I'm just making another div. Okay, and you know that I'm just putting something like inside the curly braces, because absolutely you know that I'm just going to put something JavaScript-y. So we need to open up the curly braces to put that up. This dot state dot data. Okay, this will work. It should be shown in the browser if I just go to the browser, but I just need to add some more things. So for now I'm gonna go to the CMD. I'm just gonna run the CMD because you just need to run up the Node.js first. So I'm just going to the specific folder, desktop, and you know that React and the line break. Oh, sorry, cd React, and there. Now it will be, what the heck happened here? Let me try this again. React tab. Okay, I was just putting the wrong name. This is not the React, not the React, or slash it z React application. Now I just need to run the npm start and line break it. Now it's gonna run the server. Yeah. Okay, yeah, compiled successfully. There you can see that it's empty. It's an empty thing. You can see that there is nothing we can see. Now I'm going to go to the notepad, and I'm going down, and I'm just making the div. I'm just making the button. So here is the button I'm just making for now. Okay, going inside the button, adding some features. Now I'm adding the event, and now I'm going to tell you that how, by using the events, we just can update the state of the component. On click, you must know the JavaScript because you're just working on ReactJs, which is actually the framework of JavaScript. So the onClick is an event of JavaScript which actually works. And how it works, I do not think that we just need to talk about a lot about events and about the basic events, the basic logic of how it works. We'll talk about it in the next lecture. But for now, what onClick does, I'm just defining you a little bit, that when you just click anywhere, the event, or specifically the button you're just telling, this will work. So there I'm going to make something like this dot state dot data. Okay, now on click I'm just running this one, and here I'm just typing click here to update. Save. Now go to the browser, refresh that, click there, and nothing happens. That means something's wrong. We did a little thing we just forgot here. I just told you that I'm gonna add something more to the constructor, but I just forgot to add in this dot state handler. Okay, this state handler equal to, I'm gonna bind this manually to this state handler. This dot state handler dot bind this. Okay, awesome, all good. Save it, go to the browser, and there click on click on repeat. It's still not working. That means I just need to check that out. Something's wrong still. I'm going to check all the codes here. The super state, this state handler, this state data. Oh, I see. This should be like that state handler. Yeah, because on click I'm just running the function this dot state handler. I'm just calling this dot state handler. Okay, then it will be updating. I'm just calling this function. Just focus on it. This dot state handler, I'm just calling this state handler. Okay, and this is actually running this function. I'm continuously calling whenever I'm just clicking on click on this button, and this is actually calling, and this line is actually statement is calling this function, which is actually making all these things work out, and we are just getting the result. Just go there and click on here to update. Click here to update. You can see that it's updating. That means yeah, it's working perfectly. So in the next class we'll be learning some more. Stay tuned and goodbye.